Okay, I think we can start. The stream is up. Yeah.
A very good morning, pleasant afternoon, and a lovely evening to all of you, depending on which part of the world you're joining us today. I'm super excited to have you all here for the launch of getCREDIBLE. I'm Kavita, one of the co-founder of getCREDIBLE. This is a very happy moment for all of us here in getCREDIBLE as we launch a new platform establishing professional credibility for working professionals, students across all industries. Now, for the moment of truth, as you're all wondering, what is this product all about? The most important aspect of any working professional is accelerating your career growth. And this is what our platform, Get Credible, is going to help you with. The journey of Get Credible. It started as a result of trying to solve three issues facing every working professionals and also organizations employing those professionals. Let's go with the first thing. Most of us have had the experience of applying for a job and going through the entire hiring process, which is usually filled with so many challenges. And added to that, we are competing with candidates' resumes, which are having stretched truths, informations that are cooked up. And we lose out on opportunity. The right talent loses the opportunity. And secondly, the cost, the time, and the hiring cost also goes up due to the resumes having non-realistic informations. And thirdly, a career growth for any working professional inside an organization depends on your appraisal. And many of times it's not transparent and it's not an objective process whereas every organization wants one to be like that in a system, many a times it is affected by the biased manager's views, his emotions, his egos all play a major factor, and then your appraisals get a toll, which we felt is not fair. And this was a very complex for us to solve, and we faced several twists and turns and challenges along the way to find a good solution. And after a few years of hard work, we now believe that we have an effective and a simple solution to demonstrate to you all. I would now like to invite Aditya, another co founder, who actively handles product development and management functions, and he is ready to demo the product for all of us today. I also have with me some industry experts today. I welcome our three panelists. Mr. Prasanna, an industry veteran working for CTS as a director. Mr. Raja Chidambaram, a technical architect at HCL and a professor at BITS Pilani. Mr. Prakash, a placement trainer at Wales Institute of Science, Technologies and Advanced Studies. Welcome to the launch of Get Credible, gentlemen. And over the next 45 minutes, we will show you an end-to-end demo. Get opinions from the panelists. And at any moment, please feel free to interact with us, post your questions about the platform. Your inputs are most valuable to us. And now over to you, Aditya.
So, hi everyone. My name is Aditya, and as she said, I'm one of the co-founders and developers at getCREDIBLE. So, what I'm going to do is share my screen and show you an actual live demo of the product, which even you can witness by going to getcredible.pro. So, I'm going to show you how the journey starts right from sign up, creating an account, and until that point where you create and build your own custom slate, which is basically a digital resume which you can share with everyone and help you with your professional growth. So what I'm going to do is share my screen, and let's get started with the demo right now. Okay, so I hope everyone can see my screen. This is our welcome page at getCREDIBLE. So the first thing it asks us to do is sign up with our email or username. Since I'm a new user, I'm going to provide my email ID, and I'm going to hit continue. So this is going to notice that I don't have an account and I'm going to sign up. So this is going to ask me to verify my email with a code. I'm going to check my email, enter the code, verify it. And once I verify it, it's going to ask me to set a password. Pretty standard process for any website. So once you enter that and set your password, you are taken to our homepage, and you can see your first task, your first action item is to create a project, any project you're working on. Most professionals, even students, they are probably working on some kind of long-term project where they are dependent on a couple of other people. So maybe you're working with a group of people, you have certain peers, you're reporting to a manager, or maybe you're managing a team under you. So these people consist of your professional ecosystem. Even as a student, you will have certain people like professors that you're working with. So the first step is to go ahead and create that project. So here they're asking you to create a project. Let's say, I call it Get Credible App Development. I'm going to go ahead and say create project. And then the next thing it's going to ask me to do is invite members. So it's saying, please provide your name so that the people who you invite can recognize you. I'm going to give my name, hit continue. And now it's going to ask me to invite them. So I can choose to invite people by specifying the email address and choosing a role, either manager, customer partner, peer, or employee. Now these roles that I can choose from, we will be constantly adding. So this is independent of any industry. Even if you're working in a school, you can still choose a role that applies for you. So I can invite multiple people at a time. So now what I'm going to do is invite our three panelists so that they can experience it from their point of view. So just to protect their email address, I'm going to stop sharing for a minute, and I'll be right back after entering their email address. So if you all can quickly type your email address in the chat, it'll be helpful. I'll quickly invite all of you. So just this will take 2 minutes. Second person. Okay. So I have gone ahead and added all of their emails. I'm going to hit send invite, and then I'm going to turn back on my screen sharing so that you can see how it looks. So just give me a minute. Okay, so we're live again. You should be able to see my screen right now. And this is how it looks. So once I finish inviting them, it takes me to this page where I can view the members of my project. Right now, I've gone ahead and sent an invitation to all of our panelists. So they have a chance to now go to their email, and they will be able to see a link which they can click on and start their process. So what I'm going to do is stop sharing my screen, and one by one, each of the panelists can go ahead and share their screen so that we can see how it looks from their point of view. But before that, what I'm going to do is post a milestone. A milestone is basically an accomplishment, something that I've done as part of my project. So once I post a milestone, these panelists can provide feedback for it. So I'm going to go ahead and click view milestones, and then I'm going to create a milestone. So now I'm going to give it a name. Let's say, launched the app publicly. Any name you want to give your particular accomplishment, and then you can provide a description of your milestone. So we can see there's some help desk. It's saying please provide the following recommended information. So when you completed the milestone, what's the current status, if you have completed it, if it's still a work in progress, the different hard skills and soft skills you've used, and what type of contributor you were. So this information just gives more context to the people who are reviewing a milestone and giving feedback. A more comprehensive milestone means people will be able to give a more better and extensive feedback for your milestone, which is going to benefit you at the end of the day. So I'm going to go ahead and type some stuff. So I have finished completing my draft. Now, what you can see right here live on the screen is as I start typing, we have an AI engine that runs through your text that you're providing, and we try to identify if you have included this information that we recommend. Now, of course, being AI, this is not going to work 100% of the time, but this is an incredibly effective tool for us to help you along this journey, to recommend and give you suggestions if you're on the right path. So as you can see, I have provided a contributor type. I told them that I am an individual contributor, but it's not picked it up. So it doesn't matter, you can still go ahead and publish, but this serves as an excellent guiding hand, as you do this. So at any point of time, if you feel like you're busy, if you want to do something else, you can always go back. It's going to save this for you. Now I'm going to go ahead and publish this right now for the sake of the demo. So I'm going to hit publish. So now that I've published it, I can see this screen, which gives me information such as who have provided feedback, how many people, and have I got a rating. So since none of the panelists have provided feedback, this is empty. It says 0 out of 0 members have provided feedback. So this is the point where I stop sharing my screen, and I'm going to invite the panelists to one by one share the screen. Or each of them have received an email in their link, so we can start a process where they accept the invitation and provide their feedback. So you guys can go ahead one by one. All of you can share your screen one by one. I'll add it to the stream.
I
Okay, I see the first
please
screen, so
let me
I'm
know
going to
if you
add
are able
this.
to see my screen.
Yeah, just a minute, it's loading.
I've clicked on this link.
Yeah, can you please wait? Is the stream is loading? I'll just let you know once it's done. Yeah, so yeah, it's loaded. You can go ahead.
Okay.
So as you can see here, because they've not signed up, the first step is to create an account or log in if they already have an account. And it's asking to create an account. So we'll go through the same process as we started. So I'm going to temporarily remove this from the screen just to make sure the email is held private.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we're back over here. Yeah, you can go ahead. Yeah. So next step is to create a password so that you can log into your account. And now we can see that it's asking us to provide a name so that the other person will be able to recognize you. You can see my name, the one that I entered. Once you click continue, it's going to save that, and then it's going to show you the invite. So you can read the name of the project that the person has given, and it's asking, do you want to accept or reject? You can go ahead and say yes, or if you think this is a mistake, you can say no. So now once you have joined, it comes here. You can go back to your home page. And once you go back to your home page, you will be able to see your action items just like I showed you. So right here, you can see, in addition to creating a first project, it says feedback requested because I posted a milestone. So if you tap on that feedback requested action item, it will give you a chance to post the feedback. So now over here, you can read the milestone that I gave, basically the accomplishment. So what I had described, you can read it, and you can, cross-reference it with what you actually believe to be true. So if you think I actually did a good job, if you think I was truthful, you can give your feedback accordingly, or else you can give whatever you think is appropriate. So for the sake of the demo, what I'm going to do is request all of the panelists to give a somewhat positive feedback. So then once we finish this, we can see how the rating comes out, and we can try one more demo with a negative feedback. And as we're doing this, I'm looking at the comments. I can see all the support from everyone who's joined live from all over the world. So this means a lot. Thank you so much for joining. If you have any questions, please feel free to post in the chat. We'll try to get to you, once the demo is over. So a couple of sentences should be enough. So just as long as we have the text, so this should be good for now. And now we can go ahead and submit. It's asking us to confirm. This is an important step. It tells us that it's always going to remain private and anonymous. And now the job is done. So feedback has been submitted, and you can go ahead with anything else you want to do. Otherwise, you can continue to use the getCREDIBLE app. So I'm going to stop sharing my screen, and the next panelist can go ahead and present their screen, so that we can see another person's point of view. So we'll do this for the other two panelists, and then I'll go ahead and share my screen again so that we can see how my rating has turned out. So can one of you share your screen?
Yeah, I'll go ahead. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, I am
Hope
adding
the
this to
screen
the
is visible,
stream.
right? Yeah.
So we can see the welcome screen again. So once we continue, it'll ask you to log in or create an account. So since an account is already created, you can go ahead and sign in immediately. We can try the forgot password option if that doesn't work.
Yeah. That'll be a good option. Yeah.
Yeah, so this will send a verification code just like how we did during the sign up. And we can reset the password. And we're back in. So now we can see the screen, just like for the other user. So we are invited to the project. It's asking us to give our name, and then we can choose to accept. So once we accept and you go back to the home page, you will be able to see the action item just like before. So you can click on that and submit your feedback. So can you click on the action item? Yeah, click on the feedback requested action item.
It's slightly slow from my side.
Okay.
So let me give you. Shall we try with the negative feedback?
Yeah, sure. So as you can see before, the milestone description can be read over here. It's the exact same thing that I gave and was shown for the other user. And you can go ahead and type your feedback. The important thing to remember during this entire process is your feedback is never shared with anyone. So no one can, no one else in your project can know what your feedback was. It's going to remain anonymous and private. They won't even know that you submitted your feedback. They will know how many people have submitted your feedback, but they will not know that you specifically have given feedback. So this is a very important policy here at getCREDIBLE, so that we prevent bias, we prevent manipulation, and we try to be as credible as possible. I'll be explaining more about the different checks and balances we have in place once this demo is over. So a couple of sentences should be enough, or you can keep adding how much ever you feel is sufficient. It's all natural English language. There is no multiple choice, tailored forms or questions. It's all natural English language. Okay, so now this user is done too. So I'm going to stop sharing again, and we will head to the last person, the third perspective. So if you can please share your screen, sir.
Aditya, this is Prakash here. So you
Yeah,
want me to go ahead?
yeah,
Okay,
you can
Aditya,
go ahead.
I have just logged in using system also. So could you please allow me? Let me in.
Yeah, sure.
So
I'll
that others
allow you.
can
Can you
also.
once you
Yeah.
start sharing your screen, I'll add it to the stream.
Okay, sure, sure.
I can see you over here.
All right, yeah, yeah. Just check whether it is right or. Can you see my screen, Aditya?
Yeah, I can see it. I'm adding it. Just hold on. Yeah, I think it's live. You can go ahead.
All right. So could you please let me know because for others it shows. I mean, it showed action items as one, but for me it is showing action items as two. So am I
Yes.
missing out on something?
Yes, that is the expected behavior. Since you're a new account, it also allows you to create your own project. So you can choose to do it right away, or you can do it later. For now, for the sake of the
Okay.
demo, we can go ahead with the feedback first. So you can go and tap on the action item that says feedback requested, and you can post your feedback. It says feedback requested. Can you see the second box? Yeah, can you tap on that? Okay. So over here, you can read the milestone that I provided, just like the others, and you can post your own feedback. So again, at this
All right.
time, you can post any kind of feedback, positive, negative, neutral. Let's see how the score comes out. So I can see one question in the chat that says, why will feedback be kept anonymous? The reason is we don't want people making the feedback public. So let's say I post something and someone posts a feedback. I don't want to have a scenario where I can read everyone's feedback. In that case, if someone posts something negative and if I don't like it, there should not be any pressure that forces or influences the person to give a positive feedback. We want to ensure that the platform helps everyone to bring out the truth and to establish credibility. So we don't want pressure, peer pressure to be a scenario that we entertain. So that, for that reason, we keep everything anonymous so that we won't run into that issue and people can genuinely post feedback. So you can go ahead and submit, sir. It'll ask you to confirm and then you can hit submit. Okay, so we have finished an entire flow. So I'm going to remove this screen share, and I'm going to head back to what I did so that I can show you how the rating has turned out. So we're back to my screen. You should be able to see this. And now when I come to this page, it says 3 out of 3 members from your ecosystem have provided feedback. And I can see my ProCred rating, our professional credibility rating, to be 6.7. Now, if you've been watching and if you remember, we had one feedback which was definitely positive, one feedback which was negative, and if I'm right, the third feedback was also somewhat positive. So our system looks through all of the feedbacks, it assesses how positive or how negative it was, and it generates this final rating that we can use. Now, once we're done, this rating is taken and we display it in a graph. So you have a nice timeline based view. So let me share that also so that you can, get an understanding of how it looks. Just a second. So this is another account that I've logged into where I have populated all the data. So at the end, once you start using our product, we allow you to generate the slate, your your digital resume. So you have this beautiful graph that you see over here. So as you post your accomplishments and your milestones, you get feedback regularly. We have a timeline-based view of how well you've been performing. So are you a consistent performer or have you only performed well once? And you can customize. So let's say you're working at 2 or 3 projects at the same time. You can see all of the projects displayed over here. If you want, you can hide some of them. So you can see, if you want, I can disable one project and only display the other one. And apart from that, we also allow all the other legacy features of a resume. You want to link to other social media, you want to list the different experiences, your job experiences, internships, you want to list your different education, all other information you can provide here in this one consolidated platform, which you can share which you can share with a custom link. So I'll just show it to you over here. You can go to Slate, and you can see over here I have my own custom URL that I can share with everyone. So this is how the platform works. Now I'm going to again share another quick diagram over here to show you how this all works. So let me add this to the stream. And I hope everyone will be able to see this. Yeah. So this is how the entire platform works. So as you saw through the demo, we had 3 panelists. So these 3 panelists, they take up the roles of these 3 different screens that you're seeing over here. Over here I've named them John, Jeff, and Jacob, just for an example. Now let's say, for an example, that the system goes through John's feedback, and let's say it was good but not too good. It assigns a rating of 6.3. It's always rating from 1 to 10, and 10 being a higher, a positive rating. So like this, we rate each person's feedback, and what we do is our system has a simple yet clever mechanism to determine anomalies. So we look at all of the scores that everyone has given, and we see if there are any anomalies. So if most people have given a decent, good rating, maybe around the range 5 to 7, but if one person gets a rating of 9.7, or let's say it was really bad at 1 or 2, then our system is able to detect this as an anomaly and flag it and exclude it. So let's say in the event that someone is just out to get you, right? They just have some kind of issue with you and they intentionally give you a bad rating. I want to assure you that that's not going to affect you in any way, because our system will be able to detect that anomaly with some simple statistical tools, and your final rating will still be fine. So we exclude those, take the remaining ratings, and we generate your final professional credibility rating. So this is how the system works. So in a few minutes I'll be addressing some questions, but before that I want to open it up to the panel. The 3 members that we have invited are industry experts, all working in different fields, and their feedback is very valuable, especially their different perspectives. So I would like to hear what they think of the platform, and to hear their feedback.
Hey, Adi. Let me go first, right? So this is Prasanna. As a maybe see, I've been in this industry for almost 20 years now, and I've been performing the role of hiring manager and also supervisor for most part of my career, right? See, this app seems to be a very good platform where we can go ahead and then record the um, feedback on a regular basis, that actually helps, right? I think, see, in most of the companies we have the appraisal or the feedback session once in 6 months, right? Or once in a quarter or something like that. Now uh, this having giving a feedback for the associate every month actually helps, right? It kind of helps the associate to kind of gauge his performance, and at the same time, at the end of the year, at the year-end appraisal and everything, right? I think it'll be helpful for a manager like me to kind of assess what has this associate done over the entire year, right? For the past 12 months. And at the same time, if there has been a dip in between, we can actually analyze and understand what has actually gone wrong, right? Whether it is something personal or whether it is something to do with his or her peer issues, or is it something to do with me or his or her subordinate. So these kind of feedback, I think it will be really good for the associate to kind of get it done once every month, right? I think this is a very, very good platform. I think I'm kind of looking forward to the other features as well, right, which are in pipeline. So it's a good one. Thank you, Adi, for this one.
Sure. Yeah. Thank you. That was some very valuable feedback. So, that was the goal. We want to create this kind of open, transparent, timeline based view so that we can measure. And I'm happy to hear that feedback. And there will be a lot of features coming, in the coming weeks as we push out new releases. So, we're really excited to see how the community responds. And, I'd like to again open it up to the rest of the members. You can go ahead and share your thoughts.
Thanks, Aditya, and thanks, Kavita, for the presentation that you have done. So it was a clear cut explanation of what this product is all about. Okay, so as Prasanna has already mentioned, being in industry for quite a long time, there are some day-to-day issues that we face, especially when you are in a technical design or when you are doing a technical coding practice or whatever. So not everything is recorded, and moreover, one big thing which I always feel is many of these employees who work in this company, they have their own proprietary tool to monitor their performance, monitor their deliverables and everything. But there isn't a tool where you can actually use it in open source, or meaning where the public can log in and understand and get a credible information. So that's actually missing. So, as an employee, if you are planning to go somewhere else in a company, you cannot actually access your appraisal system, because by the time you would have dropped your paper, you don't even have an access to log into it. So it's all over. So now we have a system. I really appreciate the idea here, where it's like it's going to be part of your life. It's going to come an entire career, and it's from the start of your wherever you start your career with and to the end, it's going to have every detail. So how you have progressed, it is not only gives an idea for the recruiter, it also eventually gives an idea for you to understand how much you have progressed in all these days by getting feedback from others. That's really a very, very different thought on this product. So I think that will definitely be helpful for anybody who may be an experienced or maybe a fresher, whoever it is. So it's an open platform for everybody can play a role, and especially being in faculty for many colleges and institutes, I've been interacting with many students who are willing to want to step there into the software industry. So one thing they want to do is, like, if their uh, knowledge level is being assessed even from their degree perspective itself, from where they do their courses, even that will have an additional value. It's not only the project manager has to give a feedback, or the colleagues has to give the feedback. It is like the tutors can give a feedback, or the people who assess all these project works can give a feedback. So this ecosystem, I guess you have to explore a little bit more and even include everybody, not only from software industry, because we don't have such a system, or I have not seen such a product there. So it is really going to be a big impact for every individual who are going to understand how they have progressed in all these years, and also it is going to give a complete view of what is their potential in a just of one click. That's definitely something which is a proud point of a product of this. Anyway, good work, guys, and I think you should bring in more features of including every industry types and every different employees, so that it does not only focus on IT. That's my opinion on this. Anyway, thanks.
Yeah,
Thanks.
definitely. Thanks a lot for the feedback, and that's something that we are actively working on. We want to make sure that this is open for all industries, very usable and practical, not just for the software industry. In fact, I think I got a comment in the chat. So over the next couple of weeks, we will be going, industry by industry, making sure that it is, suitable and applicable for all of them, adding in more roles. This is very important to us. And as you said, the format being open, any individual can go ahead, try it out. Even if you change jobs, your hiring manager requests to see your getCREDIBLE slate, or if you want to give it, you can. That option is always there. And yeah, we will be exploring corporate and enterprise options down the road. That is in the pipeline. So if you want to integrate it with what tools they're using, if they want to access the data, that will also be an option. But the important thing is this is always open and very accessible to the individual. So thank you so much again for that valuable feedback. I'd like to hear your the third panelist feedback also. You can go ahead, sir.
Hey, thank you so much, Aditya. And just to complement to what Prasanna and Raja have mentioned, I think you made my job much easier as a matter of fact, since you guys are veterans in the industry. See, as Prasanna mentioned at the beginning, it will be really what to say, a kind of we can reap the benefit if the feedback happens periodically, say once a month or once a quarter. What we call it as LMR, that is Learning Management Review, in one of my earlier organizations, where the feedback happens every quarter, and there will be a discussion between the business unit head and the learning development head as well. So having said that, let me just quickly move on to what Raja just mentioned, just to extend this to other segments and also to campus especially. So I don't know whether it's a coincidence or not. I too had the same thought process. So when it comes to campus, I'm reminded of this NASCOM report. See, NASCOM published a report, say, must be some 5 years ago, that 80% of engineering graduates, they were not in a position to be placed in organizations, be it IT or be it any other core company as well. I hope Raja and Prasanna must be knowing this much better than I do. And what about arts and science graduates? Just hold your breath, guys. 90% of arts and science graduates were not even trainable. So where are we lacking? Is it the what to say, a kind of uh, pinpointing a mistake from the student's perspective, or is it something to deal with the faculty members in the campus? I'm not pinpointing anybody over here, but where are we lacking? I think one of the business magazines in the country published a report stating that it's a fact, guys. Actually, India is lacking 20 years behind in education. I do not know how far it is true, but if it is true, then we really need to, what is a kind of pull on our stockings, and it's high time for us to shift the gear. See, I personally have witnessed, it is not just my opinion, rather, I can call it as a testimony. I have personally witnessed from a campus perspective as well as from a corporate perspective. The three things play a very vital role in today's career progression, development, and also in the selection process. Okay, I mean, I was an HR for, say, half a dozen companies in the past. So, based on that experience, I'm just saying number one is our technical skills, what we call it as a skilled workforce. Just for an example, if our vehicle gets repaired, what do? We immediately rush to the mechanic. We don't repair it ourselves, right? Because he has got that skilled kind of a talent in him. Second thing is business knowledge. What is business knowledge or business acumen? We call it as domain. Prasanna and Raja would be dealing with it day in and day out, I suppose. Just to have a basic knowledge about the function. For example, You may be an expert in Java, but you would have been placed in a banking sector or insurance sector. So it is our responsibility to just have a basic knowledge of banking or insurance company, how a bank operates, what are all the terminologies used in an insurance company. Just for example, I'm saying. So thirdly, soft skills and behavioral skills. It is a proven fact that more than 85% of the CEOs across the globe, including Sundar Pichai, I'm saying, for example, okay, they are very high on EQ rather than IQ. It is, I mean, that is a track record that is being proved over these years and decades. As a matter of fact, more than 85% of CEOs, they are high on EQ rather than IQ. So people ask me, when I say people, I'm talking about the students. Students ask me, sir, please tell us, okay, which one is important? The hard skills or soft skills? Both are important. Okay, we need to have technical skills. We need to have some basic amount of business acumen. At the same time, a good amount of soft skills or behavioral skills in order to have the basic etiquette and keep the ticket moving. All right. So having said that, it's actually a good start. And what Raja said was definitely a valid statement. Extending this to other segments like manufacturing, not only to industries, mainly to campus as well, to colleges and universities. Not only giving feedback about the students, but also the other way around, getting feedback from the students about the faculty members. See, feedback is a two-way mechanism, right? So we need to get a feedback from the people who are reporting to us. At the same time, we need to get a feedback 360. It can be feedback about a boss or a super boss, whomsoever. All right. So having said this, so I think I've taken much time. I'm sorry about it, guys. All right. So before concluding, I would just request people to raise your right hand, please. Just raise your right hand. Just I request people. Yeah, yeah. Thanks, thanks, guys. Prasanna, yeah. Just fold your fingers. Just fold your fingers and keep it near your chest. So what does it denote? I'm able to feel my heartbeat. I hope the same with you guys. All right. So this project or this product, whatever you may call it as, yeah, it's a product, and the project and assignments that we are working, it's like the heart. Okay, and the people involved in these, in the development of these projects and products, they are the heartbeat. So let us keep the heart healthy and heartbeat running forever. Thank you so much. Wish you all the very best.
Yeah, thank you so much, sir. That was that's a lot of valuable feedback, and a lot of the sentiments that you shared do resonate deeply with our team. So thank you so much. We will take that feedback definitely. So we've gone. It's nearly 40 minutes into the stream. I don't want to take up too much of everyone's time. So what I'm going to do is quickly run through the chat and answer a couple of questions that people are having. So one question that I'm going to put up on the screen was, now how do you objectively evaluate? You're not giving rating on a scale. Will it be subjective? So this is something that we will take very seriously, and it's quite simple actually. All of our ratings are on a standard 1 to 10 scale. The higher the rating is, 10 obviously being the most the maximum score that you can achieve, means it's extremely positive, and 1 will be very negative. And if you achieve a score of 5, that's a neutral score. It's not too positive, not too negative, it's neutral. So ideally you will want to achieve something around the 6 to 7 range. Anything 8, 9, 10 is pretty much excellent. So that is how our rating is, and it will not be subjective. As I said, we have a lot of checks and balances put in place. We don't want to pressure people into giving good feedback. That's why everything remains anonymous. And we don't even have a lot of times when you do all this feedback appraisals and stuff, you have like a standard set of questions. Here it is open format, just plain English language, so you can describe it however you want. This AI engine, which is thoroughly tested, all it does is determines how positive or how negative your comment was. So it is very simple. That is all we do, and then our system takes this, determines anomalies, and calculates your score. So that's how that is. And let's see, any other quick questions? So another question was, what industries and professions are supported? So this platform is designed to be industry agnostic, regardless of what industry you are. Let's say you are a school teacher, let's say you're an engineer, I don't know, any other example that you can possibly think of. It is designed to work with all industries and professions. As long as you are working in some kind of team, somebody else influences your job, this is very valuable for you, because the reality is, you telling that you can do something totally on your own without anyone's support is not the case. You will depend on other people. So getting their feedback is very valuable. And the thing is, the we will be right now it is more catered towards the software industry. What we will be doing is, over the next few weeks, continuously be pushing new releases, so that we add roles that support and are applicable for other industries. So right now, if you're a teacher, maybe not all the roles apply for you. You might have a principal, you might have teachers that you work with, you might have students. So all these roles have to be incorporated into the platform, which we will be gradually doing it over the next couple of weeks. And then we have another question asking about, is it impossible to import or export data? This is also something that is in the pipeline. Currently, we recognize that LinkedIn is the platform that most people use. I mean, that's kind of the name that everyone thinks, it's a household name that everyone thinks of when they think about resumes or about career growth. And so we will support that. If you have an existing LinkedIn profile, you can easily import your data so that your resume is pretty much ready to go. And at the same time, we will support other platforms. Let's say you just have a PDF and you want to import the data, we will support that also. That is also important. We want to make your lives as easy as possible for the transition. And even if you don't want to choose one over the other, our platform works very well with LinkedIn. All you need to do is take your Slate URL and share it on LinkedIn or any other social media platform, let's say Instagram if you like. So that is always a possibility. Let me see if there's anything else. So I think that was most of the feedback. So we have one more question about pricing. Let me put that up on the screen. So currently our platform is free, and it will be free for the next week or so. And we have a promotional offer. Users who sign up will be getting the platform free for life. That is including any paid feature that we plan to announce in the future. So in the future, we will be adding extra features that allow you to customize your slate, make it truly yours, and selectively show some information and other very exciting features that are in the pipeline. Some of them will be free, some of them will be paid through a subscription. So if you joined right now, we are happy to announce that it will be free for life for you. So that is something I just wanted to announce. But for now, everything that I showed in the demo, completely free of charge. You don't need to worry about anything. So we really want to encourage all of you to sign up and try out the platform, because as I said, your feedback is very valuable. Try it out, and we are a very open community. You can email us at any time. You can join our Discord community. We really want to hear your thoughts so that we can make a better product. And let's see. So I think most of their feedbacks are there. I'm just going to answer one last question. Someone's asking about, can I enter my past achievements to get feedback? So the answer is yes, you can, but not currently. So right now you can only post achievements that have happened right now, or maybe in the past couple of days or the past week. Ideally, we want your achievements to be as recent as possible, because if you post something that happened 1 year ago, people would have forgotten what it's about. Your feedback is less valuable. We are all about credibility. We want things to be very open and transparent. We want to achieve the most ideal picture representation of that individual. So it has to be recent. But we understand that if you're using the platform for the first time, let's say you're trying to apply for a job and you want to use our slate, but you're in a time crunch, you want to show your past achievements also. So we recognize that. There is a feature that we're currently working on. I think it'll be ready by next week, where for limited time you can post your past achievements also. So you can provide a date, post your past achievement, and get feedback instantly. So that, let's say you're going for a job application in a couple of days, you will be ready to show a complete slate to your hiring manager or recruiter. So I think I'm going. That's pretty much it for our quick Q&A from the chat. I really appreciate everyone's comments and questions. So right now, I'm going to quickly just share this roadmap. We are going to go over weekly releases at getCREDIBLE, but these are some of the big chunks, that might take a couple of weeks or a month to get ready, which we will be doing as we go. So the first thing is a recruiter view. So recruiters or hiring managers, they are someone which will some people that will highly benefit from our platform. So we are going to create a separate view, a feature specifically for recruiters and hiring managers, where they can log in once their verification process is complete. They can choose to request for a candidate's details. So let's say they want to find out details about an exact milestone. If the candidate approves, they can read the actual milestone that the candidate gave, and they can see not only the score but who has given feedback. So if you only have 3 people who gave feedback, that's probably a red flag, because it's in most scenarios you are working with at least people at a project with the size of 5-10 people. So they can inspect, okay, who are these 3 people? Are they people who you closely work with? Are they your friends? They can see their name, they can see their profile. So these are all very valuable for a recruiter and will again enhance your credibility. The other thing is social networking features. We want to allow you to easily interact with other users, search up other people who have created their slate, follow people, maybe quickly text them on the platform itself. This is something that is important, and we will be adding this. The other thing is generative AI capabilities. This is something that we won't take lightly. We'll make sure it's integrated properly into the platform. But all of you have heard about the buzz with programs like ChatGPT and stuff, and we think that it has some genuine value. So we want to use this incredible technology to assist you to become better. It's not going to replace anyone or disrupt anything. It's just going to give you an extra helping hand. And the last but very important thing is skills validation. Right now in this demo, I just showed you, okay, you go ahead and you post a milestone and you get feedback. But in the future, what you can do is, let's say you're working with a particular skill. Let's say you're a Java developer. You can get feedback for that particular skill, so that you can show the rating for that individual skill, which can again help you during the hiring process. You might be having 5 different hard skills, but you might be an expert at one particular hard skill. You can effectively highlight that and increase your chances with your career growth. So that is something that is again part in our included in our roadmap. And last, these are some of the potential questions. Most of them were answered in our live stream, but I just want to go over a couple of them. First is security and privacy. I assure you that is our number one priority, making sure all of your data is as secure as possible and remains private, having effective policies so that it's not taken advantage of. Even people from our own team cannot access it. That is our first priority. And the other thing is, we will not collect any additional data than what is required. We will only take the data that we actually need. And as I said, it will be anonymous. The third question is again very important. If you sign up today, maybe 3-4 days, you will have your own digital resume to share with the world. It's not going to take too much time, just a couple of minutes. Once you get feedback, you're ready to go. So we want to make it very quick. And I shared information about importing data from LinkedIn, ratings from individual skills. And as I said, you can invite people. At a minimum, you need 3 people, because if you only have 1 or 2 people, it doesn't make sense. We don't know if they're your friends, if they lied in the feedback. We have no idea no way to verify that. So you will need at least 3 people. The more, the better. And lastly, let's see. Will my slate show up on Google? Yes, it will. Our platform is SEO friendly, search engine optimized. So if you publish your slate, people can also view your profile on Google, on Yahoo, on Bing, on any search engine. So that's again going to help you enhance your presence. And lastly, I also answered the question about what industries and professions are supported. We want to make it industry agnostic, and we will be continuously enhancing our product to ensure that is achieved. And lastly, our demo is nearing an end. I want to thank everyone for joining. We are very community centric. So at literally anything, please feel free to contact us at hello@getcredible.pro. We will answer it as soon as possible. And we also have a Discord server that you can join right now and interact with other community members, share your slate, get career advice, and ask us questions. I myself will be there, and some of the other co-founders and team members. So you can ask any questions and we'll be happy to help you. And I think this nears a demo. So no, I would like to really thank everyone, all the panelists, for coming, and all the people watching. It really means a lot that you're over here. So, this was a big deal for us. After so many years, we were able to finally launch, and we really want to touch the lives of every working professional and make an important impact in multiple industries. So, everyone, thank you for watching. I'm going to end the broadcast. And as I said, please feel free to, contact us. And once again, I would really like to thank all the panelists for your presence over here, your, perspective, from these different industries and the roles that you've been playing. Your feedback was very valuable. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you so much, Aditya, Prasanna, Kavita, and Raja as well.
Thank
Thanks,
you. Thank you
Aditya.
all. And all the very best, Aditya and Kavita. Thank you all.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, everyone.